Hi everyone, hope you're well. I am stuck in the car waiting for kids. No change there, so I thought I'd pop on and have a chat to you about something we've had a couple of phone calls about recently with clients. So what I wanted to talk about was when you haven't got planning for a property, what your options are. Now, the first thing you need to be aware of is that a lender is only going to be looking at what your current planning is for. So the current usage class and what you're able to do with that property as it is. So really think about that, not only in terms of are you able to do something with it as it is, but also have you got the experience to deal with that property as it is. So that's the first thing to think about. So you have got some options, and we do complete on things, without planning, or we try and find a way around it. So first thing to think about is, well, the easiest option, I guess, really is, can you do either an exchange with delay completion or sort of a nominal amount to exchange on, so you can apply for planning and then you only complete when planning has been approved. And that's kind of the most foolproof way of doing things from your benefit. There are risks, I suppose, if you're going to create a big uplift on the property. They might then want an increased amount on purchase, so that's something to consider. But if it is something that's a little bit risky, or you can't find a solution if it doesn't work with the planning that you need, then that's really the most foolproof way of doing it. So we do that. We can kind of run the applications alongside each other. There are risks to it. If you don't get planning, there are going to be costs that you are going to have to incur. So valuation is really important, and a lender's valuation is really important right from the off, because that will give you not only your initial value and a lender's opinion on your initial value, but also your end value. And just make sure that the whole project is viable from a lender's point of view. So that's something to think about. Obviously, if it doesn't work, or if the valuation runs out, then you will have lost money, but that's part of the course, I suppose. Legal work that you might want to put in to start with. What you don't want to end up doing is spending all this money on the planning application and getting to the end of the planning application and realising that the project was not viable in the first place. So cover your costs, be sensible, but valuations and some legals may need to be done initially. So that's the first thing to think about. The other thing is PD, permitted development. What can you do under PD? Is there a solution that can be done under PD? That's not to say that you necessarily have to do that, but that could be a good backup option. For example, if you've got commercial property, what are you allowed to do with that commercial property under permitted development? That may be that you're not able to, do full extensions or loft conversions or something like that you might need to do on top of that. And you can still apply for planning and go down that route. And if you get it, you can do that. But if you've got a backup option that is covered under PD, that's a good option for you. The other thing is, are you able to deal with it as it is, if worst case scenario? So as an example, I had an inquiry recently which was a disused bank on the ground floor and then flats above. So the client ideally was looking to convert the whole building into residential, but you could actually keep the commercial unit as it is, refurb the flats above. They didn't need some work doing to them, so you could do all of that, keep it as it is. That would work as a backup option. And as I said at the beginning, as long as you've got the experience to look at that as a commercial building, that could work. So yeah, they're your sort of options really. But it can work. I know Jackie's spoken recently about what she's planning on doing, and actually the property was in a decent enough condition to be able to get a buy-to-let mortgage on the property whilst planning is going through. So that's another thing, whether you just want to play the long game. So whether you're able to buy the property as it is in its current condition, keep it whilst you apply for planning, and then do something later on down the line. There are advantages of doing it that way around, rather than sort of going all in and buying it on bridging initially. Bridging is expensive, you're on a shorter time scale, and with all the delays around COVID and what have you at the moment, it just gives you that bit more time to get it right. And then when you're ready to do the development, you can then come off the buy-to-let, put it on a bridge, and go forward from there. So if you've got anything that you want to have a chat with us about, please feel free to give me a call. We can chat it through, and yeah, I'll speak to you later. Bye.